my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, I feel compelled to respond, and it's the argument that, well, President Biden ignored the law too. And the example that is given is his efforts to forgive student loan debt. What President Biden did with student loan debt is he tried to forgive student loan debt and used a certain statutory authority to try to forgive the debt. And the court said, no, the statute doesn't authorize you to do that. He accepted that, and he then tried to use a different statutory authority. It would have been improper for the court to say, not only can you not do it under this statute, but you can't do it under any of these other statutes, because that was not the question before the court. And so it is not impermissible for a president to try using other statutory authorities to accomplish a similar or the same objective. That is not the same as ignoring the law. But the other point I want to make, which is unrelated to the first, is I do want to just take a moment to step back and think about what is happening right now in our justice system. And by that I mean, we have a Justice Department that is intervening in a prosecution in New York, a serious corruption case against an elected official, to dismiss that case for the reason that that elected official is in alignment or in support of or being helpful to a completely unrelated policy priority of the administration, that is immigration. Is this really where we're going as a country, where our Justice Department is going to intervene in specific cases around the country to shield corrupt public officials or allegedly corrupt public officials from criminal liability if they're in policy alignment with the administration? But this is exactly what's happening. And to make it worse, in a way, the dismissal that the Justice Department is asking for is without prejudice. That is, they want to keep the sword of Damocles hanging over the mayor's head so that if he at any point doesn't toe the administration's line, or maybe he says something bad about the president, they can release the sword of criminal liability. And this is happening without a murmur of dissent from this committee or this body. And I think every now and then we have to try to provoke ourselves out of this lethargy and say, oh my God, is this really happening in this country? I mean, can you imagine, and sometimes you have to try to put the shoe on the other foot, if it was President Biden or some other Democratic president who was moving to dismiss a corruption case in a different jurisdiction because